Oscar Opossum says just be on the same half of the site as the machine, right? SFH9 Wii says the lack of a saddle saddens me, but sure. Oscar Opossum says yeah, there might be a way to set one up. Oscar Opossum says but that would require experimenting. SFH9 Wii says set Vinny up. SFH9 Wii says lol that wasn't a demand, the saddle can wait. SFH9 Wii says we don't need complications. SFH9 Wii says XD. Oscar Opossum says oh wait I forgot to start it. SFH9 Wii says so I stay at this end. SFH9 Wii says lol. SFH9 Wii says back in a minute. Oscar Opossum says I'll show you where the bed is. Oscar Opossum says oh. SFH9 Wii says bringing spare bed. SFH9 Wii says for sleepovers. Oscar Opossum says it's easy to stop this thing if I need help. SFH9 Wii says Natch Gust got unlucky, magma dude just outside the portal over the. Oscar Opossum says OOF. SFH9 Wii says fucker lol. SFH9 Wii says gosh darn it. SFH9 Wii says stupid mobs. SFH9 Wii says didn't make it in time to save my stuff. Oscar Opossum says there's still boxes here. SFH9 Wii says yeah, I'll be good. Lost a little bit of useful stuff, but we will rebuild lol. SFH9 Wii says I'm filling near machine station for smoke etching. SFH9 Wii says PLS no push XD. Oscar Opossum says this is weird. Oscar Opossum says it's not digging as deep. SFH9 Wii U says the machine pushed me off XD. SFH9 Wii U says and then it blew up my loot XD. SFH9 Wii U says brutal. Oscar Opossum says oh hash 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 it's broken too, not your fault. SFH9 Wii U says is not digging as deep cause broken or is that a different issue? Oscar Opossum says is broken. SFH9 Wii U says SFH9 Wii U says it's out of control. SFH9 Wii U says going haywire. SFH9 Wii U says run for your lives. Oscar Opossum says can you bring me a TNT? SFH9 Wii U says we all gonna DFIE. SFH9 Wii U says 07. Oscar Opossum says when convenient. Oscar Opossum says okay so like you basically just have to be near the machine in general. If it gets quiet go check on it. SFH9 Wii U says 07. Oscar Opossum says but I need to go far enough away that it would break. SFH9 Wii U says hum. Oscar Opossum says no if you watch it it'll be fine. SFH9 Wii U says I trust the process. Oscar Opossum says it's a quantum mining rig. SFH9 Wii U says one moment. SFH9 Wii U says okay ready. SFH9 Wii U says I miscalculated LOL. Oscar Opossum says it looks fine I think. SFH9 Wii U says the music box was supposed to accompany the machine. Oscar Opossum says what? SFH9 Wii U says simultaneously with a creeper attacking me for ultimate confusion. SFH9 Wii U says ID the music box fuck it UIP. Oscar Opossum says no I'm pretty sure it didn't. Oscar Opossum says I think that TNT that got left behind did. Oscar Opossum says but it quat. Oscar Opossum says it's almost fixed. SFH9 Wii says no rush, no stress. SFH9 Wii says just grinding. Oscar Opossum says but it exactly how. Oscar Opossum says I saw that. SFH9 Wii says I mean. SFH9 Wii says whoop. SFH9 Wii says that was our fault. Oscar Opossum says I was pushed. SFH9 Wii says look at TEH mess UMD. SFH9 Wii says I was also pushed. Oscar Opossum says gotta take the tree down. Oscar Opossum says anything too high risks blowing up the rig. Oscar Opossum says everything else should be fine. Oscar Opossum says oh yeah the bed. SFH9 Wii says I put another just near portal. Oscar Opossum says fly straight across at the middle. Oscar Opossum says you did it. Oscar Opossum says yeah. SFH9 Wii U says maybe I missed up one side XD. Oscar Opossum says I think we were both too far from it. SFH9 Wii U says so quiet. Oscar Opossum says Redstone. SFH9 Wii U says home, I saw some down there to mine. SFH9 Wii U says how much you need. SFH9 Wii U says I have 35. Oscar Opossum says I have so many diamonds. Oscar Opossum says need a few in block form. SFH9 Wii U says I have 3 blocks. Oscar Opossum says that should do. Oscar Opossum says dang it, we did it again. SFH9 Wii U says it's I did it again. SFH9 Wii U says I played with your heart. SFH9 Wii U says something. Oscar Opossum says MNGL I hate barrel HIL. SFH9 Wii U says it's not really aesthetic. Oscar Opossum says and for some reason it makes it impossible for me to remember where anything it. Oscar Opossum says out of redstone again SMH. SFH9 Wii U says you stick with machine I get you more. Oscar Opossum says 07. SFH9 Wii U says wait, I found 2 blocks of redstone on TEH ground over here, like Ethy popped off machine. Oscar Opossum says they did. Oscar Opossum says intentionally. Oscar Opossum says all good. SFH9 Wii says couldn't find redstone quickly and easily, sorry lol. Oscar Opossum says I found a couple in a pin of my shulkers. SFH9 Wii says oh I see some down there but you'll have to grab. SFH9 Wii says oh no worries. SFH9 Wii says smoke sec, appetite isn't working, I should prob eat but have no desire to, no hunger yet. SFH9 Wii says oh I was given veggies earlier. That's why lol, I'm a fool. SFH9 Wii says don't mind me, I'm a regular functioning human and all XD. Oscar Opossum says rolling. SFH9 Wii says 07. SFH9 Wii says if there's enough explosions does the stuff you drop on death disappear? Oscar Opossum says stuff sitting on the ground can be blown up you. SFH9 Wii says okay. Oscar Opossum says believe that's a planned stop. SFH9 Wii says crazy how well this actually cuts Truff TEH map. Oscar Opossum says I'm always impressed. Oscar Opossum says it'll be RB. SFH9 Wii says 07.